Hello and welcome to another episode of my knitting down my acrylic yarn stash. So right now we're right next to my acrylic yarn stash. It is right here in this box, and today we are going to crochet some pillows. So I want to be making some crocheted pillowcases for my boyfriend's sister's wedding, so my sister-in-law, I guess. And I want to be using all of these different colors, and I don't know if I should hold my yarns together or that I should use them single. But the pattern I want to make is the Astrid Pillow by Mallory Krall. Yeah, and here is all of my acrylic yarn. So let's just get some colors out that we might want to use. So I need about 9 different colors, I think. Let's just count how many I have right here. So here I have all the colors that I have in stash right now. This is kind of a fluffier yarn, but it would be fun to have some extra like texture in there. It's a little bit mohair-like. It's all acrylic, 100% acrylic, except for this one I'm not sure, but I think it's acrylic. So yeah, I have all these different colors, and some are a little thinner than others. So if I'm using like a 5mm crochet hook, I'm not sure if this is going to be sturdy enough. So I think I'm just going to make 2 different swatches, one held single and one held double, and then decide which one makes sense, and also to see which yarn hook I need to be using. So let's do that. So I made a little action plan, and I have done 2 little swatches. So I'll start with the swatches. I did one on 5mm, a 5mm hook. Here it is. That was this one, the slightly bigger one. That one was definitely off gauge. I have my tool here. It is about a little under 3 inches. And then I did one on 4.5mm hook. But that one is also a little too big. But I don't want to go down another hook size because I feel like this is fine. So I kind of just want to wing it, having a slightly too big of a square. And then hopefully it will work out okay if I like join them together, because the 4.5 is smaller than the 5. And I hope in the joining process I make my stitches like normal gauge, and then with a 4.5 I'll be a little smaller than the 5. So I hope that will be okay. So I'm gonna go for that. And this is what they look like. Pretty cute. And my game plan is I put all of this in my Ravelry project page, so you can look there if you're interested in knowing exactly what I did. But my game plan is to join all the squares together with my white yarn, and therefore I don't want to have the outer edge, this one, in the white or the peach, because they're too similar, and they don't look too similar now, but when you work them up, I have 2 little inner ones. These are the same color. These are different colors. So this is the peach, and then here's the white. They look so similar when they're worked up. So I don't want to have either of those on the outer edge. So I did some like rearranging which colors I'm going to use how many times. We need to make 25 of these squares. So you need to have per 10 colors per like ring, basically. You need to have 5 colors that do 2 of that color in one of these 3, and 5 colors where you do 3. So for example, for the inner one, I'm gonna do 3 of the white, and then I'm gonna do 2 of the black for the inner one. So I calculated all of that, and then for the outer ring, I'm doing 8 different colors because I leave out the white and the peach. So that will give me enough yarn to work with and hopefully get good squares. And I also made this whole overview on figuring out how to lay out how everything is going to touch when you fold it. So you basically just make a big square from 25 of these, and then you fold it in a certain way. I'm not going to tell you how to fold it, but I also worked out how it will touch. So I need to figure out that when I lay it out to decide where everything is going to go, so I don't have two similar squares touching. So I have that all figured out, and now I have started doing the inner circles. So yeah, for example, I made it 3 of these peach ones, and then I have 2 of the black ones. Yeah. And one other thing that I do differently compared to my first swatch is that I am using a magic ring to do the inside compared to chain 4. So that's also making a difference. So there's no hole in the middle of mine. So those are just the things that I am doing, and let's keep going now, or get started, I guess. So yesterday I finished all the round ones of all of the squares. So I have all these little packages here. So for some of the colors I have 3 of these inside clusters, and then for some of them I have 2. So that's what I meant. So half of the colors have 3 and then half of the colors have 2. And now I need to do the same thing for the second round, which is the cluster round. I can show you from here. So these clusters is the next round on every square. And I think what I'm gonna do, I have on my Ravelry project page, I have it listed which colors I'm gonna do 3 times for this round, for the second round. So I'm gonna just pick a color and then grab some random ones from here and try to make no square to be double, so none of them to look alike. And yeah, then I'm gonna go through everything and then make little packages again like I did, but for the second round, and then when I do the third round I can pick that way, the same way. So yeah, that's the plan. I decided I'm gonna use the 2 that I made for swatching as well. Also this one is a little bigger, but in the large scheme of things I don't think it matters. So yeah, it's cluster time. I did weave in the end of all of the magic knots. That was a little bit of work, but I felt like I should do that straight away so I can weave in my ends as I go. But I'm glad I'm not doing the one where you have the hole in the middle. So all of the little insides now have like a really tight middle, and I like that. So I have so many. I have made all of the second colors, and now it's going to be time to turn them into squares with the third color. And I do think that the designer, her tutorial for these is like a tutorial on YouTube, so you can watch it. I'll link it down below if you want to follow it. And of course you can also buy the pattern and then you can make it the whole pillow yourself. But I have all my little flowers that are going to be the insides, and now it's time to not use my peach and my white, so I'm going to move those to the side. And actually the peach I'm not going to use anymore because I'm going to join it together with the white but not with the peach. And I used about 7 grams of the peach, so that was 3 times an inside and 3 times a second round. Yeah, so I'm gonna lay these all out and then I'm gonna figure out which color to use for which one. I really like doing that. And I think there might be a second pillow coming as well. So yeah, I think because this is going so fast, I only started yesterday and today I already have 25 flowers. So I think by tomorrow I'll have all the squares finished. So that will be a really big quick project. So yeah, I think it will be fun for them to have a set. So yeah, I'll lay them all out and then decide on which color to work next. So here you can see I laid them all out, and over there I have, most of them will have three times a border, and then for these 2 colors I already made a border for the swatches, and then this is the color that I'm gonna do 4 times. There's only 1 color that I need 4 times because I have 8 colors now. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So that would be, if you do everything 3 times, then that would be 24, but I need to have 25. So this one is gonna have 4 times a border. But look how cute they all look. So you're with my piles of granny squares. So I laid them all out. You will have seen that. And now I need to put them into piles and then put them on top of each other. So this, if you're ever gonna follow the pattern, this is gonna be 1 to 5 and then 6 to 10, etc., etc. And then you just pile them on because that's how you're gonna be joining them. So I need a way to put this away without like it falling apart and me losing my like the order. So I'm gonna try to figure that out. Yeah, I'm gonna do that now and figure out how to join them, and then the first one will be done. I think I will join everything together before starting the second one. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna start the second one. The only thing is I put all the numbers, like the grams that I used, but for this burgundy color I only have like 3 grams left and I used 20 for the 3, like I used 2 times the middle part, 2 times the second color, and then I used it 3 times for the third color. Yeah, so I need to figure that out for the burgundy color, but I have enough of the other colors to make more, so I'll figure that out for the second pillow. So I'll first join the first one. You're hearing my boyfriend's guitar in the background, but I'm sure you don't mind. Here is the first 5 ones joined, and I decided to put in a marker which one was the first one. So this was actually number 5. So this is number 1. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's the first one that I joined in. And now it's gonna be time for row 2. So I'm going to work my way down, and I have found a way to stack all of them. I put them in here, and then I put my little yarn weight next to it just so it doesn't tip over. But here they all are in the right order, and because I need to do it in a certain order, they'll be in the right order right now, so that's gonna be good. Pop that back in there. Yeah, but it's time to put in the next one. It's going a lot faster than I thought. I thought it was going to be a lot more work to join all the squares together, but it feels good. So I'm going to keep doing that. I started the second pillow. Yeah, I made all the inside colors again. And for the second pillow, I think the only thing that is important to tell you is I'm making all the colors again, and I'm doing a few colors differently, but I'll have that in my project page. I made a second project page, but for this color I won't have enough. So at some point when I run out of this yarn, I will change to the orange. So I think that will be like right in the middle as I'm doing a color, but I think that's kind of fun to have like one color. Like I think the second round I will be halfway going to the orange. So yeah, I have all the colors, and now the fun part starts, because now I'm gonna lay them out and then choose which colors go with which ones for the second round. And that's when it starts to get fun, because then you really start to see the squares taking shape. So and then they were finished. So I didn't film anything at the end. I'm back in the Netherlands right now. I have gifted the pillows and they were really happy with them. So I ended up making 2, and yeah, it was really a good hit. I ended up sewing them together, kind of what you saw in the last clip. So you fold them together, and then I sewed down like 3 of those sides per pillow. So I had I had an opening to stuff the pillowcase, to stuff the pillow insert into the pillowcase. And then I took them to the US like that with some extra yarn. And then when I was in the US, I bought 2 pillow inserts. I did 16-inch pillow inserts. I bought them at Hobby Lobby. And yeah, instead of the 14-inch that are recommended. So I bought 2 16-inch pillow inserts, and then I put them in, sewed them down, and then I gifted them to them. And I'll put in a few clips of having them finished and like having them in their living room. And what was really awesome was that it was exactly like there was blue on their walls in their living room, and I knew that, but I didn't really register it, if that makes sense, like when I started making the pillowcases. And yeah, it was like a perfect match. It really looked really good. And when it got closer to the wedding and I looked in their wedding like gift registry, and then I saw that they had a few pillows on there, so I thought, okay, they're looking for pillows. So yeah, they were really happy with the pillowcases, which was awesome. Yeah, I mean the whole pillow, because I sewed them down. So if they want to wash them, they can just put them in the washer. That would work totally fine, because it was all acrylic, which is awesome that they can just wash it. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. For how much yarn I used, for the first pillow, I used 453 meters of yarn, and I did that by really just weighing all of the balls that I had used before and after. So this is the actual amount, so that's how many meters I used for the first one. And for the second one, I used 474 meters. I don't know why it was more, but yeah, so I would say around 500 meters of yarn of this like type of acrylic yarn will definitely get you one of those pillowcases. And if you want to look at everything that I used per color, you can look in my Ravelry project pages. I put everything down there, all the information, which colors I used for everything and how much of which color I used for which round, like what I described in this video. So yeah, I think that was a really good project. It made me so excited about this pattern that I want to make a really big blanket. I want to use the same technique with using those, like making those flowers, and then the same type of making a bunch of the inner ones, and then deciding which colors I want to do for the second round, that kind of thing. I want to do the same thing and then make it into a big blanket. And then not only use the white to join, but use pink, white, and the peach that I had. So I think you can look out for that one. But the next acrylic stash down video will be my Lonely Leftovers Vest, because that one is still right behind me over here, and I should start working on that one again. So for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!